Hey everybody, happy Thursday. First, my disclaimer, in no way, shape, or form am I sponsored, endorsed, or ambassador by any of the products or the companies in which I speak about. I solely speak about them out of the goodness of my heart. I share them with you, my YouTube community, who I also consider my faraway friends. In no way am I affiliated with any content creator, vlogger, or blogger of any kind. Now, during the video that you're about to see, which happens to be my little table talk for today, and it's a doozy, you will be hearing a wind noise in the background, probably because of the fan that was behind the camera, but the mic seemed to have picked it up a great deal. You'll hear me and you'll hear the subject at hand. Please leave your comments below. I'll see you soon. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. It's Thursday. I'm now watching that Park Place. I was out earlier doing some things. I decided to come back. I have a little bit of slight sore throat. It's very chilly outside. I didn't go out there with a jacket. Whoops. Anyway, I do have some things to report from that Park Place. I'm going to leave it because I've been telling you this for months. Now, Josh D'Amaro, by the way, is still not CEO of the company. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, this is the direction that I'm going. I always said that possibly Dana Walden. Everybody's telling me no. I want you to listen to something really careful, all right? Because if this happens my way, everybody's probably going to run on this because they're going to say, oh, no, that can't be. Well, I got news for you. It may just be. We don't know yet. But it seems that when Bob Iger himself is questioned, he gets very upset. And there's a reason with him and Mrs. Iger, Willow. They actually are good friends with Dana Walden. You know the situation with Dana Walden was Kamala Harris's good friend. That's why they wanted Dana Walden in, yada, yada, yada. I'm not even going to go backtrack to the other videos. It's right there. This is very frustrating for me, but then again, I'm happy to even hear it because it's been what I have been talking about for quite a few months now. I'm telling you, I don't see D'Amaro as getting in. I really don't. He is my proof right here. Listen.
Thing to me in the lead up to this video.
There's an article.
I have to know what that is. We're going to be talking about a little bit of Bob Iger today. Ah, yes. From that Park Place, Bob Iger bristles at talk of Josh D'Amaro and his successor, but the Disney CEO race is heating up. October 3rd,
heating up
by Marvin Montanaro. What will Josh D'Amaro become the Disney CEO?
I say no.
It certainly looks that way to most, but the race to see who is going to assume Bob Iger's throne and office shower is apparently far from over. That's pretty good by Marvin there. The race to succeed Bob Iger as CEO of the Walt Disney Company is quietly becoming the most closely watched executive battle in Hollywood and corporate America.
I'm watching.
While Iger has insisted no decision has been made, all signs point to Disney Parks chief Josh D'Amaro as the Disney CEO.
That doesn't mean shit.
Iger's apparent irritation with the very idea.
Irritation.
When it was floated to him in public.
Right.
According to eyewitness reports, Iger was dining at farm shop in Santa Monica when his breakfast partner casually remarked that D'Amaro would, quote, do a great job when he's appointed CEO.
Really?
The suggestion reportedly sparked visible discomfort from Iger. I believe the term was bristled, who raised his voice declaring the board had made no such decision and that he had, quote, no idea where that notion was coming from. Bro, I'm very intrigued with Bob Iger's response right here because, I mean, apparently he was...
When Bob Iger seems to be questioned about Josh D'Amaro, he gets very uppity. It's like the attitude changes. And there were people that even said that same thing. There were eyewitnesses for that article that was being published. And it was actually published in the Bloomberg report. I read the whole article myself. I even took a snippet out of it. And I made a collage of Dana Walden next to Josh D'Amaro. And I posted it on my Instagram page. And with the quote that Bob Iger had said, there has been no determination of that. We don't know who it is yet. I mean, he may just be getting pressed about it. But I'm telling you right now, listen to what they say about Dana Walden, because I think she's going to be in. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, and I'm telling you what I told you a few weeks ago, that Bob seems to be withholding. He seems to be holding back the D'Amaro situation. Everything that's happened with this company so far. You ever notice D'Amaro's not even mentioned in this? He's supposed to be taking care of the parks. He's not even mentioned. I told you this 2 weeks ago. Think, people. Think. I'm telling you, I don't see this guy getting in. I do not see it. And if I'm right on this, God help you all.
Visibly upset, and he put it out there that no decision's been made, and seemed to be very upset that Josh Duhamel was being singled out in this conversation.
He got loud.
Your thoughts?
Well, let's dive into some rumor and speculation, folks. We're going to have to for me to talk about this.
Here it
But we'll
comes.
put the disclaimer out there. You know, Josh Duhamel could be another Bob Chapek. Not in the sense of him being taken out, but he's another Parks guy.
Right.
And Bob Iger really likes flashy, politically aligned Hollywood types. He loves those people. That's his people, he believes, even though he started off as a weatherman.
Right.
But more so, his wife really loves politics.
There it is.
Willow loves politics. That's his wife's name. In fact, she is the dean of journalism at the at USC. And so I am being told now, Vash. I'm being told, although I cannot prove this, but it's coming from a source that I really, really trust. So we're going to put it out there, and folks, you take salt with it if you'd like. We're being told that Bob Iger and Willow are very keen on Dana Walden. Even though Dana Walden was unable to get Kamala Harris into the presidency. And
there you go.
Folks, if you're saying, what in the world is this? What kind of conspiracy is this?
Because they're all friends.
Dana Walden is the head of ABC and ABC News and Disney Plus and all that. She was perceived to be by far and away the leading candidate to become the CEO.
Yeah.
And one of the things that Dana Walden is known for is being best friends with Kamala Harris. Even to the point.
Now remember, the debate, the presidential debate that day, remember that was fixed. We all knew that. We found out that the leak broke, that it was literally fixed, because anything Kamala Harris was asked was rehearsed. The questions were rehearsed, and Kamala Harris's answers were rehearsed. This is why she was so confident up at that friggin' podium, and you could see that during the debate. I watched it. We all watched it, but did you really see it? Probably not, because everybody sees what they want to see, and they don't want to believe what's happening. Okay? The answers are now coming out. Something that I've been telling you guys for months.
She introduced Kamala Harris to her husband. So I know that's a lot to take in. But Bob Iger and Willow are well connected with Dana. Now, Josh Duhamel is seen as a very kind, everyman who has risen up to the highest levels. I don't know that he is qualified, Vash. I'll be honest. I don't think either Dana Walden or Josh Duhamel should be CEO of Disney.
They're showing you a pic.
Josh Duhamel simply because...
They're showing you a pic of Dana Walden and Kamala Harris. Okay? Friendly. Because Dana Walden introduced Kamala to her own husband. So Kamala Harris's husband is also good friends with Dana Walden. So there you go. One big happy freaking family, okay? I do not see tomorrow getting in. I just after this just to me this confirms it. I get goosebumps with this shit because I've been right all along. So far. I got a damn good track record.
He has presided over the worst tenure in the Disney parks history. Really and truly, you got to go back to the late years of Eisner to find a place that's just as bad. And maybe this is worse, honestly, because the Disney parks have been turned from a family experience to an uber wealthy boutique kind of scene where it's more about getting it intoxicated around World Showcase than getting your kids on the merry-go-round. But what I'm hearing, Vash, is that Bob Iger and Willow really, they see this as a step down if they don't get Dana.
There you go.
Who is it that's pushing for Josh Duhamel and why? Well, Vash, again, back into rumor and speculation territory, but we're hearing that Morgan Stanley's, yes, folks, we're going deep on this, Morgan Stanley's James Gorman, who was brought in to help lead the CEO transition process, he is the avatar, I suppose, of the institutions out there, the big shareholder investors. And apparently James Gorman wants Josh Duhamel, and maybe because the institution's view that Josh Duhamel is a more malleable candidate for CEO who would do basically what they want him to do rather than Dana Walden, who could have some variable personality traits where she goes off the rails a few times in ways that they would not enjoy.
Because if Dana Walden gets in, she's still going to have a hand. Bob Iger and his wifey there, Willow, is still going to have a hand in this. She's going to go to them for advice. she's going to go to, I mean, they're going to mentor her. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think they want Josh, because he already knows what he's doing. He basically knows the deal. He knows the inside of the parks. For some reason, Bob gets very intimidated with that. And he's always been intimidated with that. Also the same thing with Bob Chapek, which is why they got him out. I think if DeMauro does get in, they're going to do the same shit to him that they did to Chapek in order to get him out. Okay? Dana Walden gets in, it's going to be home free. Bob and his wife Willow are going to get what they wanted, okay? And remember, it's Bob's last say, okay? So it's whatever Bob wants. You got to remember this. It doesn't matter what the public wants. It doesn't matter what Morgan Stanley wants. I mean, how many people are on DeMauro's side? I have no idea. He needs a whole entourage. He needs public. He needs everybody. I mean, if this was like, could you imagine voting like we vote for a president? Could you imagine going to a ballot and voting for this? I thought of that. I mean, he would probably win at that point by a landslide, but it's Bob's last word, okay? And Bob is very intimidated with the bullshit that's been every time DeMauro is mentioned. This is why I say that DeMauro was never mentioned in any of the other things. All the stuff that happened in Disney here for the past few weeks. You remember that. I had the video on it. I told you. I says, it's like Bob Iger doesn't even mention DeMauro. It's like DeMauro's not even there. That's what I said. This concludes it. This answers my questions. So I feel very good and confident about my outcome with this, because I've been saying it all along. I don't think DeMauro's going to get in. I don't think so. I think Dana Walden will. And if so, is that going to be the first woman to ever do a CEO thing? That's what I want to know. I don't know about that. Let's listen.
Right. That would make sense. Also, too, I mean, look, what is it? Dana Walden was instrumental in removing Chapek, right? Dana Walden had a lot of these morning walks in Brentwood because they live next to each other over there in Southern California.
You see?
Bob Iger and Dana Walden would go and walk and talk about what was going on in the Walt Disney Company. And this was even when Bob Iger was not the CEO of the Walt Disney Company.
No, but he was still lending.
I don't remember.
He was still lending his hand with advice. You see what I'm saying? They live near each other. This is a done deal, folks. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see DeMauro. I don't see it. I told you they were going to use him until they burn him out, and then they'll just push him away. That's what they're going to do. That's my intake.
Talk about what was going on in the Walt Disney Company, and this was even when Bob Iger was not the CEO of the Walt Disney Company.
Is that something we're allowed to talk about? I don't remember if that's on the.
Yes, it's public.
Okay.
It's public. Don't worry, we're good.
Okay.
It is public.
Sometimes we find out stuff and it's off the record for a while, and then it comes out, and I say, "Whoa, wait a minute, is that? What changed here?" Okay, continue on, Vash. Continue.
It's kosher. So I can understand why Bob Iger would like to have Dana Walden as next CEO. And look,
this is
honestly,
buddy.
I mean, for Bob Iger himself, what would be the feather in his cap, or the topping on the ice?
Even though he wouldn't be CEO and they would appoint somebody, he would still have his hand in the pot like he was doing with Chapek. This is almost the same thing on a repeat. I don't think they can pull the shit with DeMauro. That's what the problem is. They gotta not take DeMauro at all. Because if they take DeMauro at all, he's always got his foot in the door as far as the CEO. It may be just as hard to get him out. It was easier to get Chapek out. Bob is really carefully deciding this. He really wants to make that right move because he still wants a hand in the company. He still wants a hand in this shit. You got to think this is like criminal shit. I think that way anyway. I have a criminal mind with that. But the sneakiness and the deviantness, you know what I'm saying? The deceiving and the screwing people over. It's happening. Whether you like to hear it or not, this is what's happening. I'm glad I knew it. I'm glad.
Float of his legacy, than to hand off the Walt Disney Company to the first female CEO. I think.
I was right. Okay, good.
On the flip side, okay.
There was never a woman CEO. Okay, that answered my question from before. She may get in just because of that, just because of the change, and the women's movement thing. Watch, it's coming. I'm surprised more women don't even consider doing that with this. I don't know. Maybe a breath of fresh air. Who knows?
There's also a political advantage, really and truly. So
Political
wants to
advantage.
stay in the political scene. I know people
Right.
think, Bob Iger's retiring, he's going to go get on a yacht, but his wife is not. His wife is going to continue, you would believe, to be the dean of USC. And if you put in someone who is very heavily politically connected, Josh D'Amaro is not. He's probably got better connections in Abu Dhabi than he does in D.C.
That's
if you
another
put
thing.
in Dana Walden, then the next time that administrations change and the Democrats are back in power, then Bob Iger and his wife would seemingly have a very strong connection into that Politico world.
They would still
And
have
they
their
like
hand
that.
in it. They would still
And
have
that's
their
not to say
hand
that
in it.
Josh D'Amaro isn't politically active.
It's
You
gonna
know,
be like they
I was
never
actually
left.
looking into Disney's
Put it that way.
political action committee or Disney's own PAC, and one of the top donors to it was Josh D'Amaro.
Crazy
I
shit,
think he was
folks.
on the list there.
Yeah, but Vash,
Right.
when you're at that level, you're going to have to. It's just a requirement. I mean, these people, in order to get anywhere, you have to grease the palms. You've got to do what it
yeah.
kiss the
That's
babies,
true.
all that kind of stuff.
That's true.
and that's part of it.
And I think that one
That's
of the
true.
reasons why we're seeing so much aggressivity when it comes
Mm.
to pricing and the cutting of certain expenditures and reducing of operating costs when it comes to the
crazy.
Disney park side of things is because I think that's twofold. One, I think the company needs it, but two, Josh D'Amaro really wants to present himself as like, hey, I am the revenue driver for this company, which
No,
is
he
why
ain't.
it should be entrusted to me. And for James
That
Gordon's
doesn't mean
position,
shit.
it's like
It's
like,
whatever
there's
Bob
kinda-
wants, Bob
it's kinda
will
it,
get.
right? I mean, Dana Walden doesn't have that much experience being even part of the Walt Disney Company. She was acquired with the Fox acquisition there
Well,
in
she
2019.
just screwed up this Jimmy Kimmel thing, right? So
Right.
whatever you
Yeah.
might think of what happened, she
Yeah.
managed to make the left, the right, and the middle mad.
She was in on
so
that,
nobody's
see?
happy with Jimmy Kimmel. And who was on the phone? All the press says that Dana was on the phone. You think Bob Iger and Dana Walden liked that she got listed out as the person who was in charge of this? No,
Right.
but she screwed up over and over. Disney Plus is missing, milestones. They're not even going to start talking about the subscribers anymore.
No.
The only reason Dana Walden is on the list, the only reason she's in the running is because of her political connections and because of immutable attributes
And that's
with
all
which
she
she
needs.
was born.
That's all
Josh
she
D'Amaro
needs.
has every reason in the world to not be selected because he's a white dude. And yet, and despite the fact that he's presided over a bad theme park environment, I believe that's going to bite them all in the butts.
Yeah.
It's down to these two. And
That's it.
It really is.
not great, Bob.
Not great, Bob, indeed. One more question, Pro, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Do you think there is in any way a possibility
Uh-oh.
that both of them are made? Because, yeah, it's possible with the amount of verticals that they have. Josh doesn't really understand or get or has had experience in the entertainment side, and vice versa with Dana Walden when it comes to Disney parks. Is there a chance?
Well, there's always a chance, of course. There's always a chance. But that is not what has been projected out. So if they were to change
Right.
now and say, we've decided to go with a co-CEO instead, that might, and no financial advice being given, but that might give a shiver to shareholders who say, wait a minute, why did you not have confidence in either of these to be the sole
Right.
CEO of the company? What does this mean?
Right.
Is it possible? Sure. I don't know that that's a bad
To put
idea,
the two
though.
of them
And
together.
long term, it might shake out much better. But there is the possibility, there is the fear that if you did that, shareholders would say, "Oh, so you don't trust one of them to be CEO?"
That's right.
So we've got less thans running half of the company.
Bob's not going to
Yay!
want that.
I know Susan Arnold.
Bob's not gonna want
for
that.
a period of time that there should be.
Bob's not going to want that. He's going to want what he wants. He's probably going to get Walden in there. And when he does, that's going to be it. What they're talking is that they would suggest doing a CEO and a co-CEO and having the both of them together. I'd be honest with you, I don't think that the two of them will work very well together because there's always going to be that rivalry. I should have been CEO. No, well, I'm CEO. Yeah, well, I should have been CEO, and I'm with the company more. You understand? There's going to be creating like even worse than a war of what it is now, of what a mess is. I don't think that can happen. Because Bob is just going to want her in, and that's going to be it. That's why he gets pissed off whenever you mention D'Amaro. This is why D'Amaro was never mentioned in anything lately. I knew it. I knew that there was something fucking wrong with this. I knew it.
Leadership for the Walt Disney Company.
I
And
knew
in the
it.
past, it's always worked better when you have two people at the very top right there. But I want to go ahead and know from you in the comments section down below what you think the Walt Disney Company should do. Are there better candidates? Should both of them be CEO? Or should Dana Walden, Josh D'Amaro? Let us know in the comment section down below right there. Make sure you subscribe to WDW Pro.
Anyway, so that was really it on that one. I knew... this is why D'Amaro's not in there. I don't see him in. I don't see him in. You know, Bob Iger's got to do this very carefully. It's got to be a planned thing, in which, you know, the wheels in his little head are already turning. And he's got his wife to think about, because his wife is buddy. But you understand what I'm saying? This all comes into play. And that's why D'Amaro has not even been mentioned in anything, you know, with the crap going on. Now, Haunted Mansion, there was a person that passed away at Haunted Mansion. Disney World, I believe it was, or was it Disneyland? I have no friggin' idea, because I got so involved in this right now. So I just got that news coming to me. But I knew the other night when I read that the Bloomberg reports online that when Bob Iger got like really mad, they says that he was getting really loud at the table, because first of all, he was being interrupted with his meal. That was number one. And the guy that he was with, I don't know if it's his assistant or what, or another news reporter, there were other people around that actually witnessed Bob Iger getting hefty. So I needed that clarification, and sure enough, there it was. This is great. I don't see D'Amaro being in there. Furthermore, Mr. Depp, Margot Robbie is still being mentioned for Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Johnny Depp hasn't even been mentioned anymore. Another thing, see, when they want you to go away, they don't talk about you anymore, and then all of a sudden you just fade off into the sunset. Okay? I don't see him being in 6 either. It hasn't even been mentioned. So, you know, that's another situation. This is why I gotta go to my news sources to where I hear it. And once I hear it there, then I could repeat it, and then I can bring it to you. I can't hear outside world. I can't hear hearsay things of so-and-so told me this and so-and-so. I don't know. I have to hear it from an actual news source. And again, these people are wonderful. WDW Pro. Right here is the show, That Park Place. This is where I got it from today. But when I saw this come up on my phone with a new video coming up from them, and I saw the title, it says Disney CEO Bob Iger bristles over assertion that Josh D'Amaro is CEO. He's not CEO. He's not. And I don't foresee him as being in there. I mean, he's going to be a very upset person. He's going to be pissed off. He's going to be his feelings are going to be very hurt. And I'll tell you right, and what did I tell you a few weeks ago? If I was Josh D'Amaro, I told you this a few weeks ago. If I was him, I would be looking for another line of work. I would get the hell out of there. I told you this a few weeks ago. I said it to you. If I was him, I wouldn't hang around, because you know who's already going to be considered. Basically, one of her feet are already in the door, you know? And it's because if not what you know, it is who you know. You know, which is what actually makes the world go around with anything nowadays. It doesn't even have to be the Disney company. You know, it's not who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. That's a shame. So anyway. All right, people, I'm going to leave now. Had a nice day, but I'm going to give my throat a rest. I've been having tea here. I pulled out my Halloween mug, my Boo to You Halloween mug. Yes, I had to pull that out. You know, this is the season. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Happy Thursday. Be safe. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think, because I know what's coming. I know what's coming. It's going to happen. I don't want D'Amaro in there either. I don't know. I think this is like a real valuable lesson, but I know Bob is going to get what he wants, and he is just holding until the last second, until he can't hold it anymore. You know, that's the way it is. Remember, folks, when he retired the first time, he never fully retired. He got his retirement pay, then he came back out of retirement, and then, you know, do you realize when he retires again next year, all that retirement pay that he already got, that's not even considered. He gets retirement all over again. It's not even considered to what he already had the first time he retired. Yeah, I wonder how I know this shit. But I do. Alright, anyway. Love to all. Have a great, great Thursday. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.